Hey, it's Mario here, and in this quick video I decided to share with you guys a couple of thoughts on a very important issue that I think is holding a lot of guys back on their journey to maximizing results in health and fitness. And it's related to caring about what other people think of you. So you might be wondering, well, how does that even apply to gym? How does that affect my workouts or my day-to-day diet or whatever? It really does. Think about it for a second. So let's say you've been bulking for a while, you've been getting great results with your bulk, you've been getting stronger, you've been putting on muscle, the weight's been going up, but then all of a sudden summer is coming and then you're like, oh shit, I have to stop my bulk, I have to cut because people will think I'm too fat for the summer, I can't take off my shirt. What other people will think, how can I take selfies for social media? How am I gonna do all of that? And oftentimes guys just stop their really successful bulk, they stop getting results and they go on a cut because they are calibrating to what the environment demands of them, and they're basically caring about what other people think. Or let's say you're in a fat loss diet, you've been dieting down, you've been getting great results, you've been dropping fat every week, and then you read a comment on social media, someone says, well, you're looking a little bit smaller, man. What's happening to your shoulders? What's happening to your arms? And how often do you think, well, shit, I need to bulk, I need to stop this diet, I'm getting too small? Or if you just look at yourself in the mirror and you're thinking, well, or shit, I'm looking smaller, what will other people think? And this even has an acute effect, in the gym. Let's say someone is walking nearby and you unconsciously kind of want to impress them, or let's say a girl is nearby or something and you didn't want to max out that day. Maybe it was a deload, maybe it was a light day, and all of a sudden you're like putting on a ton of weight and you're trying to impress them in your training, or your training partner or your friend or whoever is in the gym, you're calibrating to them. And what really inspired me to talk about this was a recent talk that Alberto Nunez is a very famous guy in the bodybuilding circles. He's a natural bodybuilder, and he basically said, nobody is watching, so nobody's looking at you. It's a very powerful concept because we think that constantly someone is looking. We think that people are observing us. We think that people care about us so much that they're looking at us non-stop and they're observing every little tiny detail, and we can often get caught up in this trap. And this is in psychology called also the external locus of control, because you're giving away your power. Basically, you're at the mercy of what other people will think of you, and you will try to calibrate to them. And what happens when you try to do this, it's not just that it's gonna ruin your results, but at the same time it's gonna make you extremely unhappy, because your journey is your journey. It's not someone else's journey, and you're compromising your own journey, and you're basically not becoming the best version of yourself because of someone else's opinion. And that opinion usually doesn't even exist. It's just in our minds. Most often it's in our minds, and we see these guys who are ripped all year round on social media, and we often think, well, I want to be like that. But let me ask you something. What if I told you that the next 3 years you would have to grind out, you would be, let's say, either overweight or super skinny, and you couldn't take a single picture? Would you be willing to sacrifice these next 2-3 years if I told you in 3 years I'll just snap my fingers and you're gonna get your perfect physique? Would you be able to do that? Most people wouldn't. Most people would just say, well, fuck that. I'm just gonna try to do something like a little bit of cutting down, a little bit of bulking. I'm gonna try to do some kind of microcycle, some kind of hack, just so I can have both at the same time. And I wanna be lean, I wanna build muscle at the same time, and I had 3-4 years of workout experience, and you end up spinning your wheels because you're not ready to actually sacrifice a little bit in the short run to gain a lot more in the long run. And that's holding a lot of people back, and it's usually under the influence of caring too much about what other people think of you. And even at the same time, this applies. Let's say you're out, you're eating food, and let's say you decided, I'm not gonna drink alcohol, and all of a sudden everybody around you is drinking. You're like, oh shit, I have to drink as well. What are they gonna think of me? I don't wanna be the party pooper, I don't wanna be this or that. And you instantly gave up all your goals for that drink that night. Maybe you had a workout the next day and you felt horrible and you just felt disappointed with yourself. And I've been through this so many times where I just felt like that I just disappointed myself. You're thinking, what the hell did I just do? How could I do this to myself? So I want to challenge you a little bit and ask you, even if you had to choose, do you want to disappoint yourself, or do you want to disappoint someone else? Who is more important? And if you had to choose, Well, obviously maintaining that integrity with yourself is much more important, because at the end of the day, you're the one who is on this journey. Nobody else can do your reps for you. I always say that nobody can go to the gym for you. Nobody can eat healthy food for you. This is the things that you need to do, regardless of your background, regardless of your ethnicity, how much money you have, whatever the hell you're doing in your life. You have to get under that damn bar, put on the weights, and you have to squat. You have to do all these lifts. Maybe not squat if your workout plan doesn't include that, but you get the point. You have to lift your own weight. You have to rep out. You have to do that. There's nobody else in the world that can do that for you. Just a quick message in this video: stop caring whatever the fuck other people think about you. It's holding you back. Think next time when you're making a decision, is that decision based on rational thought? Is that an objective decision? Is that decision based on some kind of logical reasoning? Or are you basing your decisions on, let's say, your emotion influenced by what other people might think of you? And when I say that, I don't think that it's even someone thinking that of you, but it's usually just in our own heads. So hope you resonate with the topic. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this? Aside from that, make sure to hit that subscribe button right in the face, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.